Right now. Hello, this is WNUB 88.3 FM Northfield, Dog River Radio. This is Ben Cottrell coming to you. Hope to bring you a special today on the new Payne Mountain Outdoor Center that's coming up soon. With me, I have a senior member of Mountain Cold Weather Company, Justin Hazlett, and also our Chief Administrative Officer, Dave Magida. We hope to get a little insight for you guys in this new project. So, we'll start off. Mr. Magida, what is the objective of this new outdoor center?
We have several objectives that we want to accomplish with the Shaw Outdoor Center. That's an unused resource. It's not really used the way we want it to be used over there. It's not properly cared for.
You mean Payne Mountain itself?
Payne Mountain, right. What we want to do is provide an opportunity for students for both recreation and educational opportunities that they can take advantage of the entire site for a variety of ways. We can use it for recreation, for example, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, mountain biking, hiking, cross-country running. We could use it for educational purposes, such as, you can imagine, geology, geography,
bird watching,
a
whole range of things.
And it'll be built in such a way it'll be a lot more sustainable than it is now.
Good. And Mr. Hazlett, of course, you've done these things, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing with MCW. Could you expect the Cold Weather Company to go up there and use this new center?
Oh, most definitely. I know that when we conduct training, we only have 2 hours to do it, to conduct our training. And even though we are still very close to Payne Mountain, it does take a significant amount of our training time to move, say, the 50 cadets that we do over there and then start conducting training. So if we are actually located right there, that will cut that time down and we'll have more time to train.
Excellent. Now, this is part of the plan is to include a mountain cold weather shack, some place for equipment.
Absolutely. Larry Costa generously donated the funds to execute this project, and as most of the community knows, his fond memory of university includes his time with Mountain Cold Weather. And as part of his gift to the university, he's asked that we accommodate Mountain Cold Weather over there, and we're going to be doing that. Besides just their use of the trails, there's going to be a building over there that will include an office space for them, congregation space for MCW, and a full basement for storage of their equipment.
All right. Now, also brought up in an earlier conversation, we mentioned how you already have your equipment in we call it the Gulag. We have the Student Service Center.
Right. The Rangers they share the service center with us. Mm-hmm. In their portion, they call the Gulag, and the MCW portion, we have pretty much nicknamed the Shack.
And you keep all your equipment there. I've been in there. I've seen all the links and ropes, everything all over the place, all our snow equipment. Now, would we plan, and this is a question to both of you, would you plan to have the original facility still and store equipment there as well as store equipment at the new facility?
Yes, they're going to continue. MCW will be able to continue to use their space that they have in the Student Service Center, and in addition to that, have their space over at the Shaw Outdoor Center. And I would expect that the equipment that they'll store over at the Shaw Outdoor Center will be the equipment that's in season.
Right. Cause I think that's what a lot of the cadets in MCW were worried about is they didn't know if we were actually going to just pick up and move everything over there, or if it was just going to be storage or a place where we can put equipment. And being able to keep our current shack is great because of the heritage and the history that is behind it, and just as much as you can see when you walk up in there. And so I think that's one thing that we're glad of, that we can actually keep that.
So you can always have your classic meeting area, your long-term storage, and your in-season storage at the new Shaw facility.
That's right.
Good. Now, you say a Shaw facility. Could you explain the story behind that, please?
About why it's called
the Shaw facility.
Sure. Mr. Costa, he will tell you that he had a life-changing experience when he was in MCW.
Is he the class of 80, I believe? Norwich class of 80?
I'm not sure.
All right. I think he's an alumni.
Okay. He is an alum. I'm not sure what class he is. And the individual that was responsible for him so much enjoying MCW was a man named John Shaw, who was since passed away. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Costa has donated the funds, and he's honoring John Shaw by naming the facility after him.
Good. And it's $1.4 million, correct?
$1.4 million, yes.
Amazing. And he was... Now, have you ever... I've heard you've talked about how Mr. Costa's actually funded MCW before. And you mentioned that for your ice trek, he came and gave money for equipment. What was that?
Right. As far as I'm aware, he gave us... he talked to Sergeant Marble, or Master Sergeant Marble, who is our NCOIC of MCW, and we tell him, that we need, we're looking for this equipment. And he's always very generous and says, okay. And this past ice trek, he gave us a pretty good amount of money to just buy equipment that we needed, and it really helped on our ice trek.
Good. So he's always been a contributing factor for the company, and this time he's contributed the most any one person could contribute, you think, to the MCW company?
He picked up the whole tab for it.
Good.
For all the students, not just MCW.
Mm-hmm. Because the facility is not just for MCW, it's also used by all students.
For the entire community.
Good. Now, when could we expect this facility to be completed?
A lot of it's going to depend on our permitting process, which we're right smack in the middle of right now. But our plan is that should the permitting go smoothly, that we'll start work this summer and be largely done in October, and we're hoping to be completely done in November. It's a little bit later. We just found out we have a month delay that we weren't expecting, but we hope to have our students able to use the trails this fall. Good.
And now, although the facility itself for MCW is going to be a great improvement, beyond that, do you see improved trails, excavated trails? I believe we're having trails created.
Yes, there's quite a few trails. There's several miles of trails for varying ability. It's going to be dramatically better than what we have today.
Good.
And I want to mention this, there's more than just the trails. There's trails for varying ability. There's also mountain bike trails for hiking. There's a paintball area. There's an area that's going to be designated for core training. There's going to be a lot of use over there. And then, as I said earlier, one of the trails will be designed for cross-country running competition or cross-country running practice.
Good. And you, as a member of MCW, can see all these new trails and everything working out for the better of your company, not just for storage of equipment, but going out onto Payne Mountain. You'll have more clear areas, more places to train, more places to take your freshmen, sophomores that want to train with you out there to work, correct?
Oh, certainly. I know that we use Payne Mountain as a physical training tool as well. I know part of the testing to make it into MCW and to earn your black hat is to climb the mountain in a certain amount of time. And I think if we have new trails and stuff like that, we can adapt or use those and adapt the testing and make it even better. And especially for just morning PT, I know that we run the trails pretty much the same trails all the time. And if there's new ones, I think they'll bring
more variety to your
more
training.
Variety, yep.
Excellent. And now I mentioned with you mentioned to me actually how although the trails connect to the Vermont snowmobile trail system, snowmobiles are not intended to be working on these trails on Payne Mountain.
The Norwich trails, the Norwich-owned trails, we're going to keep motorized vehicles off of those.
Okay.
That's for safety and sustainable reasons.
Preservation of the...
Right. It's important to point out that the Vast Trail does abut our property, but we're not going to be letting the snowmobiles come off the Vast Trail onto our property. The trail system also on the other side, the north side, will join in with trails owned by the Northfield Conservation Commission. So students will be able to walk and hike the spine of the mountains well beyond Norwich property, well into public property. So you can go out for several hours or longer if you want.
Good.
Without having to cross roads.
Would MCW plan to take their trainees and the rescue team out off the campus grounds on top of Payne? Oh,
certainly. I know this weekend we actually have an FTX plan for all the green sticks, which are our freshmen and beginner level cadets. And I believe that if we had more extensive trails, such as the ones that are being planned, then we could definitely take our training farther and use that area.
Good. Now, back to the snowmobile issue, because I talked with you before, and you mentioned, Justin, how Master Marble has been approving or considering snowmobiles being a part of MCW training. But you mentioned that something that you'd like to see is possibly garages or a place to store snowmobiles. And just to clarify, since you're both here, that's probably not going to happen with this new facility.
The new facility, no. However, the Vast Trail's right there. And if our students and Master Sergeant Marble want to use the Vast Trail, you just need to buy a membership in the Vast system. But our trail system is going to be for non-mechanized use.
Okay. So probably no accommodations anytime soon, at least, for...
It's not planned right now, no.
Good.
And MCW's stand on that was not that we were looking to get snowmobiles very near in the future or anything like that. It was just considered is something that we could look forward to maybe in the next, I don't know how many years, but something that would be a good training tool. And we didn't have any idea what the trails had been planned to use for, and we weren't going to step on any toes or anything like that.
Oh, of course.
So
no.
It was just a consideration.
A matter of, and with all the things that we're getting with this new facility, things that aren't even involved in MCW, like paintballs. I heard speedball and woods ball. It's going to be all types of paintball anyway.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like the possibilities are almost endless. You have almost everything you'd want besides a ski lift. So, and now that's an issue of insurance and cost, correct?
Yeah, and the wrong orientation.
Exactly. The snow melts in the mountain.
Right.
So regular alpine skiing is probably not an option, but of course MCW works with cross-country skis and those telemarking, those ski skins all the time, right? We're going up straight up a mountain, so of course the hard way is the easy way, right? But
yeah.
One of the important differences to point out, though, is we will now be providing the equipment at no charge to the students.
Would that include if you want?
A student wants to use some pair of snowshoes, drop your ID off, they're yours.
Good to go.
Yep.
And of course, would that same equipment be the equipment that's used by MCW, or they'd have a separate?
No, MCW is probably going to have a higher level of equipment for some
Okay.
specialty like mountain climbing, ice climbing.
Yeah.
And we're thinking more for the general community to be using snowshoes, mountain bikes, cross-country skis.
Good, and that's what the varying levels of trails are for as well.
Yes.
All right. Well, is there any other comments you two would like to make?
Just that I think that is whatever facilities we are planning on getting, I think they can be nothing but help.
Good.
We're
Mr. McGee?
excited. We're excited. It's going to be great. I hope the students use it like we envision them using it.
Excellent. All right, this has been WNUB 88.3 FM Northfield Dog River Radio. Hope you enjoy our show. We hope you enjoy this new facility coming up next fall. And be on the lookout for that on Payne Mountain. Justin Hazlett, Mr. Dave Magida, thank you very much and have a good day.
No problem.